Hello guys, welcome back. This is Rafa here, and in this video I'm going to be taking you on a Mercedes-Benz 0628G Conecto in Ljubljana. Conecto is basically like a low-cost version of the Citaro. Its specifications are very similar, design is very similar to the Citaro. There it is. Get on board. And as you can see, it looks very similar to the Citaros. It has the same spacious interior, spacious articulator. The stopping buttons are the same as the ones on the Citaro, the sort of round ones. Except that the door buttons are different. And actually, although this looks like a stop button, it even says stop, it's actually a door button. I know that because I've tried it before, and it works. There are also door buttons on the outside, and this is generally the type of door buttons that Mercedes was putting on the Conecto. Oh, and I forgot to mention at the beginning, the Conectos were also built in Turkey instead of being built in Germany like the Citaros. Blue-colored poles were also chosen for this order. And we're also back to the inward opening doors. The outward opening doors were just used temporarily. Just for two series, the Citaro G in 2006 and the NG3139 City Diesel in 2008. But Ljubljana has now permanently switched to ordering buses with inward opening doors. There are currently 30 of those articulated Conectos running in Ljubljana. 29. Did I say 30? I meant 29 of them. And they were delivered together with 5 solo buses. They date from 2009 and 2010. That's when they were built. And so the articulated buses are equipped with a 354 horsepower engine and a 6-gear ZF Ecomat gearbox. This is the older generation Ecomat that gives out the nice howls. The solo units are equipped with a Voith gearbox on the other hand. Actually, now that I think about it, Ljubljana has always been, whenever they were ordering Mercedes buses, they would equip the articulated units with a ZF gearbox and the solo units with a Voith. With the exception of the demonstrator Conecto that was introduced in 2007, and in fact I forgot to mention about that one. So there are actually 6 solo units. There's been a demonstrator unit dating from 2007. I won't film a guide video on that one, but I'll upload a silent joyride. demonstrator Conecto also has red poles instead of the blue ones, and is equipped with a 6-speed ZF, so there's the exception. And overall, I find those Conectos in pretty good condition for their age. Most units also have a pretty hearable ZF, and it's actually nice that they ordered almost 30 of them, which makes a pretty big fleet. Because overall, Ljubljana has been buying more MAN than Mercedes, and because they ordered such a big batch of Mercedes, it kind of balances out the share in the fleet. Yeah, so those buses generally have a hearable howl. Unlike the articulated Citaros, where some have a very loud howl, some have a very soft one, and some and on some units it's not even hearable at all. So basically, in that aspect, the Conectos are like more identical to each other. And although it's a low-cost version of Mercedes, Ljubljana still handled those buses very well, I think. I would say they're rather smooth. They don't shake, they don't rattle that much. Of course, it kind of depends on the bus, but I think this bus is pretty good, and most are okay too. It's also nice to have such a big batch with ZF Ecomat house, because of how most buses here are equipped with voice. And so again, having such a big fleet, having such a big batch of those ZF buses, again, evens things out. Oh, and the seats are a bit different than the Citaros. This is how the seat looks like. I believe it's fitted by City Star Eco. The thing is, those seats, they look good. They're visually appealing, but they're not. They're generally not that soft. And of course, it depends what fabric you use and how much of it you use it. But generally, the Conectos don't have very soft seats. It doesn't bother me that much, but I know for some people it can if they're making a long ride. But since Ljubljana is a small city, generally passengers don't ride for that long, unless you're going from one side of the town to the other. And generally, the longer routes that really go outside of the city use intercity buses with intercity seat configurations, basically with all seats facing forward, and the seats also have more cushion. But those seats, the ones on the Conecto and generally the ones on the public buses here, on the urban buses, are just meant for short journeys. So they're also not designed to be that comfortable. Of course, the older buses have more comfortable seats, but looks like as time progresses, the seats are becoming less and less comfortable. That's what I noticed in buses all around the world generally. And we enthusiasts agree on that. Got a bit less crowded, so I'm gonna move over to this seat. So I can kind of get the view here too. And I think this bus doesn't have very loud howls actually compared to some other buses I rode. You can still hear it, but not very much. So though, generally, there's a much smaller difference between the sound of the ZF in Conectos compared to the ones in the Citaros. Alright, I'm going to be riding for one more stop and then I'll be alighting. Yeah, I can say that those Conectos the Conectos in Ljubljana are in much better condition than the ones in Warsaw, for example. Because Warsaw also has Conectos identical to these, and they're actually 2 years younger than, or should I say 2 years newer than the ones in Ljubljana. But Warsaw did not maintain them well, and now they shake, they rattle. Their doors are also loud. The ones in Ljubljana are really good. And I'm gonna be alighting here. Let's press the stop button. Oh, and the bus is advertising the new Hyundai Kona. It's not a car I particularly like.